Hello and welcome to another YouTube video from the Benefit of the Dowd channel. And that still sounds a little weird to talk about. I'm your host, Adam Dowd, and joining me is Mr. Cliff Thomas. Cliff, how are you doing this evening?
I'm excellent. Getting closer to Christmas. Our town had our annual Christmas parade. It's the largest in the county, which it was actually pretty big. I had my family up, and so I'm in the Christmas spirit now. I'm ready to go. And I feel really good because my Christmas shopping is like one item away from being done. So
oh yeah, we haven't even started. So that's actually not true. I gotten my wife a thing so far, like a big thing. So like I just have to fill out the rest of it that that kind of goes around it. But but yeah, so yeah, we haven't even started. We really need. I asked my wife the other day. I said, do we need to start the spreadsheet? And she's like, well, we don't have anything yet. I'm like, exactly. Do we need to start the spreadsheet?
So, I've never heard of Christmas shopping with a spreadsheet. That's probably pretty smart.
You haven't? Oh my God. Like, well, see, you only have the one kid.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
when you have multiple children, you have to balance pricing and number of items. So, and
it's also, I think, my child's at the age where, I mean, her request for Christmas was squishies. So,
okay. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, just so you know, that changes and gets really expensive really quick.
Exactly.
So I don't think my son put anything on his list that was under $100 this year.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's anyway, that's fine. Well, we have some gifts, as it were, for the Apple lover in your life or for the MagSafe lover in your life. I happen to be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Actually, I'm a fanatic for MagSafe. I love MagSafe so much. I have loved MagSafe since Palm did it back in 2009. But yeah, so our friends at Spigen, and I don't know how to pronounce their company name, but I'm going to say Spigen because that's just how it's spelled. So our friends over at Spigen sent over a collection of items that I have been using a lot. Well, okay. 3 out of the 5 I've been using a lot, and the other 2 like just sporadically. But yeah, they're primarily for Apple lovers. So unfortunately, Android folks, you're not going to get a heck of a lot out of this. Oh, you know what? I just realized there's another thing on my list that I did not. There's another thing that Spigen sent me that is not on the list. And actually, you know what? This is a pretty good way to get us started off.
There you go.
Because, you don't have to be just an Apple lover to take advantage of MagSafe.
Yes.
Because here comes Mr. Review Cam. Still looking for a name for Mr. Review Cam, by the way. But this is Spigen's. They have a
how about Dr. Bluetooth?
Dr. Bluetooth? For the review cam.
I've retired it, so I thought, well,
it is neither a doctor nor Bluetooth, but I like the thought. But anyway, so Spigen has its own version, air quotes, of MagSafe that they call OneTap, which is, basically MagSafe. So they have these OneTap adapters, which unfortunately, like I said, I completely forgot about these going into this, so I did not write down the price. I want to say they're about $10, give or take. And so I have shown off previously. I'm kind of looking around to see if I have the mounting tray. It doesn't look like I do because I was completely unprepared for this particular item, which is naturally why we're starting off the podcast with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's how we do here on the. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So Mophie also has snap adapters, is what they like to call them. I actually have a snap adapter right here. So these are Mophie snap adapters. This is Spigen's equivalent, and I'm sure they really appreciate the fact that I talked about their competition on the air. But anyway, but what I was going to say,
what phone is that for?
What is this?
On the left, it's like a third of the size of the Pixel 6 or 7 that you have there.
Well, so what this is this is actually kind of cool. This adapter comes built into this area here.
Oh, gotcha.
And so what you can do is you can place the thing on the phone where you want it to go. Then you peel off the little adhesive
Right.
layer here. And then what you do is you just set it where you want it to go. And then you push down on the phone and, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, whatever. I think it's like 30 seconds. And then when you pull it off, bada bing, bada boom, there
Yeah,
you go.
there's actually a lot of the hardened glass screen protectors now have a little mounting system like that, which is really nice. So helpful with alignment. So yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. Now, like Mophie doesn't do that. They have a different mechanism for doing that. It's like this cardboard thing that you can I think you just do it to the sides and to the top and the bottom of the phone. And you said, not a fan. I dig this thing because this made it super easy to put it on. Because truth be told, when I do the Mophie things, I've ruined 3 of them trying to apply them to phones and having them be misaligned. So anyway, so this is the Pixel 7, by the way. This is my personal Pixel 7, and I applied the OneTap adapter to it. So now I could use MagSafe accessories like one of the ones that I will show you later this evening. And that's really awesome because like I said, I'm a MagSafe fanatic, but I'm also an Android fan. So I've got this and I've got, well, you can't see it because that is review cam, but the Samsung Galaxy S22 that I have also has a MagSafe ring on it. I actually bought, that one was cool because it was a case that had the MagSafe ring in it. It was integrated. And why more case makers don't do this, I don't know. It is maddening. It is freaking maddening that more. But anyway, in the meantime, you have these MagSafe adapters, which will work. Now, it should be mentioned that these only work on cases. They do not adhere to the glass of the phone. I've tried that before. It doesn't go well. So it's just something about the TPU, I think, that
the combination
is able to, it's able to better hold on to it. So, but anyway, so these are here. I will have a link to them in the description below, so you can click on that. And that's our first item for the roundup.
I have to say, ever since I've started using the got into the MagSafe ecosystem of stuff, I really do want it on other things too. In fact, I really want one of those MagSafe adapters that you can put in your car.
You mean for charging? Or
well, either for charging or just to be able to snap it so it's magnetic, and then you just take it off, and it's that much safer. I have a phone that just kind of slides around, and
something like this is what we're talking about. So we kind of jumped the line a little bit, but that's okay. So this also comes from our friends at Spigen. This is the where is the name? See, you screwed me up because you went to a different part of the list. No, so this is the OneTap designed for MagSafe car vent mount with swing arm. Now, the reason why I like this is twofold, and there's one thing I don't like about it as well. But the reason I like this is because I don't know about you. This is going to sound so infomercially, but I've been using MagSafe connections in my car, like vent mounts, for a couple of years now, and during the winter especially, my phone overheats like crazy because I'll be navigating, I'll be charging, so the screen's on all the time. There's hot air blowing on the phone from the back. It's not pretty. So my phone overheats frequently, especially during the winter in these harsh Chicago winters. And I feel like this should be black and white with a big red X going across the screen to don't you hate it when you're trying to charge your car?
Well, and it used to be that, and then you need to have it black and white, and then have you going yes.
Anyway, so so I reached out to Spigen specifically and asked them if they had anything that might be able to resolve that. And sure enough, they have this swing arm mount for MagSafe. So you can see it MagSafe's right to it. And I'm going to tell you a little something interesting that I learned about the iPhone while using this. But there's a couple things I like about this. First of all, that it has this swing arm which moves the phone away from the vent, not very far away from the vent, but still away from the vent. So like you can actually either have it come straight out like that, or you can have it to the side and like, up above the vent or down below the vent or whatever. So that kind of solves that problem. Now, the other thing that I like about this is a mechanical holder that I'm trying to position this so you can see it. This is a mechanical holder, and like you actually turn this screw to tighten it up. So a lot of the vent mounts that I have used have like a spring-loaded system, which is usually fine to start, but has a tendency to wear out.
Right.
Like, it'll just get like a little loose or whatever. But like all of these attachments, this one here, and this one here, these are all mechanical. So there's like so there's like a plastic part here that as you screw this in, it like clamps it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can see that there properly.
I can actually. I can see that.
I take it off, so like you can see.
And I guess
just like that.
Given that it's got the USB-C end on it, it's definitely also a Qi charging or a MagSafe charging, right?
So yeah, it is a MagSafe charger. Now, the one thing I don't necessarily like about this is that the cable is integrated into the thing. One of the other MagSafe chargers that I use uses the puck that you order from Apple, and it's just like a plastic case that goes around it. So you use, the Apple puck. The downside to that is you have to buy the Apple puck for like $40, which is not awesome. But the cable is integrated, not my favorite, and that's fine. I would like the swing arm to be a little bit longer to get it farther away from the vent, because as it stands right now, like, okay, so if you use your imagination a little bit, here's your connector. This is on the vent. Okay. Here's your phone. And if I put my phone on here, you can see that the top of the phone is right in line with where it's connecting to the vent. So it doesn't really solve that problem, but if you turn the phone, now you can see that the phone is below the vent.
Like an inch and some change.
Right. Now, I used this yesterday to navigate to the other side of the world where I had a doctor's appointment. Chicago is a very spread out city. Not as spread out as LA, but still pretty spread out. So I had to drive about an hour each way to the doctor, and I used this vent specifically for that. I was charging and navigating with my iPhone, and I had this set up. First of all, I had it set up, landscape, like I was showing you before. And then on the way back, what I did was I just set this so that it was like down, and like so that hot air was just basically blowing across the top of the iPhone. And neither time did my phone overheat, which was good. Like, it did solve that problem. And like I said, for an hour, that's, we had the heat going the entire way. It was a cold day yesterday. So it worked actually pretty well. But I also learned an interesting thing about the iPhone 14 yesterday. The dynamic island does not work in landscape. So like, one of my big use cases for the dynamic island is I'll be navigating and I'll be listening to music. And so like, I'll do the double tap thing where it'll maybe it's single tap. I don't remember. Anyway, so
single tap takes you into the app, and then the double tap would take you, it'd be the press and hold.
The press and hold gives you the mini app. So like, I'll tap it once and it'll switch over to the podcast player, tap it again, switch back to the map.
Right.
When you have it turned landscape, this does not work. So, which is not terribly surprising because Face ID doesn't work in landscape either.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's purposeful rather than, an oversight on their part.
Annoying. But no, Face ID has never worked in landscape mode, excuse me. So that's just really annoying. The dynamic island, there's no reason why it can't work in landscape. And it's not like navigating with your phone in landscape is a completely foreign concept. Like, people do this. So Apple, get on that. Anyway, so I am very much enjoying this. This has been kind of a lifesaver and a game changer for navigating. It is $30 on Amazon. Link in the description below. So Cliff, go get one.
Yeah, I think I might.
So anyway, so let's move on. Now, the one thing that I don't like, I mean, it's not that I don't like, it's a little annoying, but I can't use my nifty Spigen MagSafe wallet when I'm using the MagSafe charger in the car. So this is a MagSafe wallet that attaches to the back of your iPhone, just like the Apple one. But there's a nice little bonus to this. First of all, it holds 2 cards, so no stealing my IDs. I'm not gonna pull them out here. But also, this folds around in the back, and it becomes a phone stand. So I don't think you can really see it. So I'll just turn it like this. So it folds around on the back like that and becomes a phone stand. So it's not unusual at all for me to be sitting at my desk with my phone just kind of propped up right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just ready. It's the phone's top heavy. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have this like perfectly down at the bottom here, so like I don't know if you can. I'm gonna try to show this, but you can see like this will magnetically attach basically anywhere along here.
Right.
Man, it's so hard to line this up right. So if you don't have it all the way down, then this angle here becomes too big and the phone will flop over.
Slippage there.
Yeah. But if
you
get it,
that was a very Steve Jobsian demo fail, by the way.
Right? Yeah. So if you get it down to the bottom, well, that was one of the things I was going to point out that I don't necessarily like about this thing. But if you make sure that it's all the way down, then it stands just fine. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
But anyway, that's definitely really handy. I mean, I've got somewhere around here. I've got the Apple version of that.
Okay.
I'm not going to take it out, but yeah, it definitely does not have.
How many cards does the Apple version hold? Is it 2?
It's a good question. Let me look.
Because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say this has 2 distinct pockets. And that's another thing actually. Now that I've pulled out my credit card, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little piece of fabric here that like kind of flops out every now and then. Let me see if I can turn it to the side so you can see. So you can see that little flop of fabric there. This is from the inside of the pocket, right. And it's kind of annoying because you end up having to take out like both cards and then like shove in your card again just to get it to flatten out. So that's also not awesome about this, but honestly, I use this thing every day, and those are the kind of things that I'm kind of willing to overlook because of the utility of this. Because this holds my
utility, yeah.
It holds my credit card and my driver's license, which are like the 2 things that I need if I'm going out,
I mean, so you asked me how many does the Apple leather wallet hold, the MagSafe version in? Based on feel, I mean, I think
I'm trying to desperately
you're trying to so this is a not pun intended, but it actually does work because I think 2 cards would be stretching it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, literally.
No, I was trying to put my driver's license back in here with without flashing like my ID and address to the entire world.
It's always fun when you have to blur stuff out in post.
Yeah, I might have to do that actually. I did not think this through. Anyway, go ahead.
So I was going to say, I think one thing that you might have a need for, which you probably do have an accessory sitting around, but it sounds like you need a second MagSafe attachment of some kind in your car so that you can take the wallet off and stick it on that so that you can mount the charging one. And yeah.
Well,
MagSafe all the things in your car.
MagSafe's everywhere. No,
as far as the eye could see.
No, what I usually do is I'll just take this off and stick it in my back pocket or my coat pocket or whatever.
Gotcha.
So that's not a big deal at all. But this only holds 2 cards. But what about the rest of your cards?
This really is turning into an infomercial.
It really is, and I don't mean to. Now, the main reason why I wanted to get this was I'm a big fan of minimal wallets.
Yeah, is that a rigid?
No, this is Spigen.
Oh, it's Spigen. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
These are all Spigen. All Spigen all the time.
Very nice.
But the reason I wanted to get this guy was because it holds an Apple tag.
How cool.
Which is, it is kind of cool. Now, this part here is plastic. And when you drop your phone, it has a tendency to pop off occasionally.
Yeah, right.
Which is not awesome, but it is what it is.
But it is lightweight because of that. So there you go.
It is lightweight because of that. So you can't really complain too much. this is a little all told, like the Apple tag actually adds a lot of thickness to the
I bet
wallet.
it does, yeah.
So like normally I literally carry a wallet made out of duct tape. Because I just have like 3 cards
I think
shoved
I've
in
seen
there.
that before
And that's,
from
I'm
you.
sure you have. But this is kind of nice. I mean, so it's got this like little area where you can push up the cards. And once again, I'm going to try to cover any personal information that might come out. But and the other thing that I carry with it, this is actually not Spigen, but it's a handy little device to have. This is from our friends at Night Eyes, which I've been a fan of Night Eyes for a long time. But this is kind of like a
Oh,
card,
yes. Mhm.
like all tool. I'll put a link to this in the show notes as well. But anyway, so I keep that in here. But like this wallet holds stuff like my second credit card, like my if I need to buy something really big credit card. This also holds like insurance cards, my library card, stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
but also this part on the back can be used for holding cash, even though I don't carry cash anymore. But yeah, I mean, and it just opens on the one end, so it's got these 2 straps here to prevent you from like slipping things all the way
Everything's sliding
through.
up. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, so but it just opens just like that, and you can shove in whatever you need to, and it's elastic, so it'll stretch out pretty.
It's good to see you living in the future.
It is. So, but anyway, so yeah, this is just a real quick thing. And obvious. By the way, I did not say this, so I can't say obviously. You need to buy your own AirTag.
Mhm.
So,
What are those going for now? They're like a good $20 or $30 a piece, aren't they?
The AirTags are still a 4-pack for $100 or $30 each.
Okay.
So, and I have 8 of them. So,
heavily invested.
I'm somewhat invested, yeah. And this wallet, by the way, runs for, again, we're out of order here, so sorry, $27.99.
So I should mention, since while you're going in between your different our different review items, but I am trying out. So I normally I podcast from my office, which is also our guest bedroom. But my wife and my daughter are in there right now, so I am podcasting from my living room, and because of that, I am trying out the continuity camera with my iPhone.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it is. It's working really well so far. Although I will say, okay, what do they call it? It's center stage. Okay,
yeah,
it definitely center stage. So we definitely had some webcam shenanigans in the past with the one I use in the office. This one's a little better, but I mean, and you can turn it off, so it's not a big deal. But this crops me in just a little bit more, which I like. But you can see
it will follow you.
It does the same thing, and it does it pretty well. But I have noticed, I mean, there's nothing going on behind me, and it has wandered a little bit, and I have no idea what's going on. I keep looking to see if there's like a cat behind me or something. But anyway, that was just kind of an aside. But so far, this is working really well, and because it's Apple, I mean, it really is just seamless. It just shows up as an option if you have Ventura on your. It really does. I mean, if you've got Ventura installed on your Mac and iOS 16, I think it's .1 on, or maybe it's just 16 on your iPhone or your iPad. I guess I don't know if you can use an iPad.
I don't know. Well, anyway. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. Keep using that, and let's talk about that at Doubting Thomas. Let's talk about the overall experience. Okay, so we just got 2 more things, and these are both going to be like super quick. This is kind of like a MagSafe pop socket, basically, also from Spigen. And that is exactly what I use. I don't use pop sockets, but I do use phone stands. So, bada bing. So now you can hold your phone like this if you want to, and the magnet is fairly secure. I don't want to like go crazy with it, but
I wouldn't sling your hand around. But.
Yeah, you can also use it like this to prop up your phone if you want it to be a little bit taller. But yeah, so this is just very simple. It's just MagSafe. It snaps right on the back. So we have a metal door between our kitchen and our garage. So I actually just stick this to the door, and when I need a phone stand, which I usually don't because I have my wallet, but on the times that I do need a phone stand, I can grab that.
It is funny that you said that, though, because while you were talking about, the one thing I kept thinking was, it would be very easy for me to lose that. So that is a good idea. Just stick it on something metal when you're not.
Or your refrigerator, you know?
Yeah.
Use it as a fridge magnet. I mean, it would be a $17 fridge magnet, so maybe not, but yeah,
I would just be curious to see if you could stick it on your refrigerator door and then pull it open using the ring.
Interesting. I haven't tried that. You know what?
How strong is the magnet?
I'll report back. But anyway, and then finally, again, super quick, but this is just a 30-watt GAN charger that Spigen sent. Just flips that flips out.
The flippy part is so nice, though.
It is, though, isn't it? It's nice and solid. This just has the one USB Type-C port on it. It's $18 on Amazon, so I mean it's not very expensive for a 30-watt charger. But yeah, that's gonna kind of round out our Spigen accessory lineup here. And let me see if I can actually go ahead and line these up here so we can get a shot of all of them. That would be fancy, wouldn't it?
All the Spigens.
And let's see, and I got that. And then let's bring in the phone as the last one. And I think, Cliff, hang on, wait for it. Nope, wait, no, I'm trying to do this here. Why won't you? Oh, wait, that's why. Thumbnail. We just found our thumbnail.
There you go.
Okay, so let's...
It's all nice and centered and aligned.
Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That is a beautiful thumbnail right there. And that is a beautiful roundup of Spigen accessories that you can get for the Apple lover or Android lover if they have Qi wireless charging in your life for the holidays that are coming up, or I think in some cases have already passed. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Do me a favor, hit up the links in the description if you want to check out any of these items on Amazon. And if you do that, a little piece of that will come to me through the affiliate relationship that we have with Amazon. You will have our thanks for that. Also hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and hit a like button on here. And we're still looking for a name for Mr. Review Cam. So make sure you drop your name suggestions down in the comments as well. And why don't you comment? Do you have any of these items? How do you like them? So let's do a little review roundup down in the comments. That will be beautiful. And that's going to do it for this episode of the show. We want to thank you for watching and for giving us the benefit of the doubt. Whoops. There we go. I am such a noob.
Oh, that was fine.